Good morning. Glad I stayed up for the second legs. A lot more for us to work with, knowing those first leg score lines, and it paid off. Panathinaikos, I left members of footballtradingprofits.com with first half play, looking for a goal before half time, and then I said that doesn't eventuate, lay that draw second half. And they turned up. They needed to, and they got the 2 goals second half. So hope members got involved there. Roma and Porto. I'm disappointed I didn't go into the match odds here with Roma. +1, reasonable enough return there. Galatasaray and AZ. This was more riskier because quite obviously AZ Alkmaar had the measure of Galatasaray scoring 6 goals over the 2 legs, but Galatasaray won the second half. That's what I was looking for. Winning the second half, making it look as if they're going for it, and they got through. That was a very nice return there. Bodo Glimt, did you go +1 or did you go match odds? If you went match odds, brilliant performance from them, and last night was all about the in-play stats. Emphatic 3-2. A lot more comfortable than that seemed. Really good stuff. It went to extra time, I believe, but we got the result we wanted based on the first leg, 1-2 for Twente. Bodo had to react. Their in-play stats were impeccable. Look at that, one-way traffic. This is an off-season Bodo Glimt as well, so it does all go well for the start of the Norwegian Elite Serien. So some nice bits of profit there yesterday. Delighted with that, because it can be a bit of a minefield. Some I missed out on because the goals came a little bit earlier. I was expecting Mulder to get the better of Shamrock, which they did with an early goal, which was a pity. That's about it really yesterday. Burek Banja Luka 1-0 lead. That's all they needed, a 0-0. Betis could afford to lose, 3-0 up. A bit like Dortmund the day before. So really enjoyed that yesterday. Hope you profited as well, members of Football Trading Profits. And if you want to join, click on the link here. Check out the free trial offer, and hopefully I'll be bringing some green your way when I do a Telegram session. Do sign up for the Betfair Trading Made Easy course and your free Premier League research on the weekends. See your name and email there. And don't forget to subscribe to Football Trading Profits YouTube channel. Free live streams throughout the year and some additional information there for you. Friday, day off for me today. Let's have a look through. Looks like a tough old coupon. Leicester City against Brentford. Brentford were evens a little bit earlier, just a shade of odds on now. Let's take a look at that Leicester-Brentford match. Well, the magnificent Ruud van Nistelrooy's record is clear for everybody to see. What a manager. From the Wayne Rooney School of Football Management, it seems. Awful stuff. Failing to score in the vast majority of matches. Brentford coming off the back of 3 consecutive away wins. Tough to score against away. Far better away than they are at home. No draw in 10 for Leicester. Something for you to think about. It's a relegation 6-pointer for them, of course. Brentford start coming alive against 13th and lower. So the expectation is there for a positive Brentford performance, even though they are awful on the road against the top 12. Goal times. 8 of 11 goals scored second half by Leicester, but they're doomed. They've picked an awful manager. He's done absolutely nothing for them, and there's no way they can get out of this one. So you'll be favouring Brentford despite the fact they're on the road and they're not very good on the road. Bristol City and Middlesbrough, 2.25 the favourite. Let's take a glimpse at this one. The wheels have fallen off for Middlesbrough, or are they just meeting high quality sides all in a bunch? 5 defeats in 6. Bristol City, far more accomplished at home. And only 3 defeats since the 10th of December. She'll be looking at Bristol City here, but Middlesbrough have scored in the last 12 away matches. This is 8th against 11th, only the 1 defeat for Bristol City at home against 5th and lower. 2-0 win against Middlesbrough last head-to-head. Middlesbrough struggles, apart from West Brom, really, against the top 10. So expectation, despite the market, is with Bristol City here. But do note, Middlesbrough is scoring away goals, scored in the last 12 away. Second half is where Middlesbrough start lighting up, particularly the last 15 minutes of matches. Conceding, Bristol City are more liable to concede in the second half. 8 0-0s at half-time at home, 2 at full-time. So don't be surprised if it's a 0-0 at half-time in a Bristol City home match. Do remember these stats here. Scored in the last 12 away matches, Middlesbrough. Burnley against Sheffield Wednesday. Well, quite simply with Burnley, you've always got to think about that 0-0 being in play. Very tough side to score against, Burnley, but they have been liable to a few 0-0s. English Professional Development League for you over 2.5 goal fans. Rennes against Reims. Let's take a look at that one. We've got the luxury of time. Well, both sides not looking too rosy, are they? No draw for Rennes since the 19th of October, but a few draws for Reims. Looks like we might be flirting with a relegation 6-pointer here. No win in 11 for Reims. No draw in 14 for Rennes. So you might want to look at laying that late draw. Rennes at home against 11th and lower tend to work, as you can see there, and tend to keep clean sheets. So that could be something in Rennes' favour. But we've got a little bit of a gap here. There's my local neighbour, the bird. Yeah, okay, mate. He's quite keen on Rennes today. Reims, sporadic wins against 11th and lower. So if they are to win, it's likely to be against teams around Rennes in the league. Challenge table. Oh, we've already looked, haven't we? Relegation 6-pointer-ish. They're a bit too near the bottom 3, these two. Got to take points off your near neighbour. Goal times, not much to talk about, but 11 of 15 goals conceded away by Reims have come in the second half. So the key element here, no win in 11 for Reims, no draw in 14 for Rennes. So you might want to look at laying that late draw. French Ligue 2 warming up nicely. Best really to know the standings at this stage of the season. Give you that motivating factor whether to play or not. Bastia against Red Star. Bastia are some 8 points away from promotion playoff. Red Star just above the relegation zone. So the need for them is much greater. That will zoom them up to near top 10 with a win today, Red Star. Not expected to win. Dunkirk and Clermont. Clermont relegation threatened as well. Must get a result today. Dunkirk are in the promotion playoff places and could, with a win, go into the automatic promotion places. That's the kind of match I would be looking at. Huge motivation for both teams. Take on any late draw. Grenoble against Guingamp. Well, Guingamp are 6th. Could go into the promotion playoff places with a win. Grenoble, a bit too near as well. They need to take points off Guingamp to get to 37 with a win today. So that's another motivating match like the Dunkirk one. Martigues and Annecy. Martigues, with a win, will stay bottom two. Their goal is to get to that relegation playoff place. Annecy, they are just on the cusp of promotion playoff, but they are not in the 40-point bracket group yet. If they can do that, they can have a tilt at automatic promotion. A win today takes them to 43 points. Annecy. Paris FC against Stade Troyes. Paris FC third in the league. A win today takes them into the automatic promotion spots. And Stade Troyes, can't see them. They're 12th. They are too near the relegation playoff place for comfort. A win takes them into that 30-point barrier. Rodez and Amiens. Rodez just above the relegation playoff place again. And Amiens, I can't see Amiens. Mid-table mediocrity for Amiens, only 4 points above. Plenty to play for there. Freiburg and Werder Bremen. Well, the luxury of time, we can have a look at this one as well. Sporadic, you'll have to say about Freiburg. 3 defeats and then suddenly 3 wins, but they have been playing Champions League sides in those defeats. Bochum, Heidenheim and St. Pauli flirting with the relegation zone. 1-0 wins as well. Not that emphatic, but 4 wins in 5 at home. Only 1 defeat at home since the 19th of October. It's looking pretty good for Freiburg. Werder Bremen away, not that hot. Werder Bremen recently, not that hot either. Conceding heavily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches have conceded at least 2 goals. So you'd be favouring, really, Freiburg on that home form. It's all dependent on who they're beating. And that's what you'll find here in the challenge table. Looking pretty good. The majority of their defeats have come away against the top 7. They're playing 10th today. Only 1 defeat against 6th and lower at home. Werder Bremen against the top 5 tends to be emphatic. They don't win. Simple as that. But only a 1-0 defeat last time these two met. They did beat Mainz. It just might be that they like playing Mainz, or they start coming alive against 6th and lower away. So it's one of those two. So let's have a look at the goal times. It's about 50-50, but a lot of goals congregated around the 31st to 75th minute. Vast majority indeed. So it's a very busy either side of the first half for Freiburg. Werder Bremen away, going to concede far more in the first half than the second half. But note their comeback in the second half. They've scored 11 goals in the first half hour of the second half. So that could give you an indicator to take on any 0-0 at half-time by laying that draw. So Freiburg will have to be reliant on that home form if they're to get anything out of that this evening. German Bundesliga 2, a bit like the French, we need to know who's where and what's the motivating factor. Hamburg, second in the league, a win will take them top. Stick that in your notebook for sure. Kaiserslautern, where are they? Third, a win today could take them top. Stick that in your notebook. So that looks for me a tad short. 1.57. It's a top 3 clash. Hertha Berlin against Nuremberg. Hertha Berlin dying to get out of this league, but they're not going to be doing that. 14th place. They're okay at the moment, 5 points above the relegation zone. A win will take them all the way up to 28 and a possible tilt at the top 10. But they're not going up this season. It's all gone pear-shaped for Hertha Berlin. Must have had Ruud van Nistelrooy as a consultant there. Nuremberg, 34 points. A win takes them to 37 and a possible tilt at the top 3. It's a very tight league to get out of and to be relegated from. Only the 3 places available, not your usual promotion playoff places. Very, very tough league to get out of. So the onus really is on these sides with 35 points or 34 like Nuremberg to get that win. Take them up to 37 within a hair's breadth of Kaiserslautern, who might drop points against Hamburg. So vital wins all the way through. Irish Premier Division, Irish First Division, it has to be a watching brief at the moment. There's only 2 or so matches under a belt. I can't offer you absolutely any angles at all. Just to note, Kerry getting a rare win last match. Possibility of them coming back down to earth in that match. But I can't give you any angles. No point. There's only 1 or 2 matches played. Simple as that. 1 match played. So absolutely no angles. But it's a good league. It's a summer league, so it's well worth your attention. Lecce and Udinese. Let's take a look at that, despite the market telling us not to. 2.6, the favourite. 2 consecutive 0-0s for Lecce could be layable today. They have failed to score in the last 3 at home. They do find themselves liable to 0-0s recently, a bit like Burnley. A couple of 0-0s for Udinese as well. But a couple of home wins will have them buoyed. And a couple of away wins as well in December will have them thinking they can do something here. But I would take that 0-0 on at some point if it's 0-0 mid-second half. These sequences don't do anyone any good at all. It's 15th against 10th, and quite clearly Lecce do their wins against 14th and lower. But they do have trouble even scoring against the top 11 at home. So a Lecce lead looks layable today. Udinese struggle on the road. That's all you can say there. But vast majority of their wins coming against 13th and lower. But they do find themselves liable to heavy defeats away, and even conceding 2 goals or 3 goals against bottom 3 sides. So they don't look that hot on paper, Udinese, do they? That's why it's 2.6 the favourite, I think. A lot of goals conceded in the last 15 minutes of home matches in the first half for Lecce. And second half, the goal scoring 2/3 for Udinese. 4-0 at half-time at home, 2 at full-time. So you are warned, Lecce don't convert those 0-0s very well. Sampdoria against Sassuolo. Watch out for Sassuolo. When they're not priced at odds on, they might struggle, particularly away from home. At home, they're just absolutely imperious. They're going up to Serie A. Dutch Eredivisie, Polish Extraklasse, all good stuff. Rakow, odds on at home. Tends to be a goals league, the Eredivisie. I might be up this evening, but it is my day off. I've had a bit of a tough time of it since being hacked, so I do need to take time off, and I do need to generate some money to cover losing nearly all of my life savings. So I do have to focus on myself on my day off, rather than giving my all to you. But if I am up, of course, I will be sorting this out. I am looking at opening a Patreon for the YouTube channel to offer you some additional bonuses on the Patreon for a small monthly amount, as little as, well, whatever you want to pay. What you'll get at the Patreon will be an investigation into bet and go football strategies and other things like that. Additional bonuses. It's just a way for me to help get back my hacked funds, because it has been a very, very tough journey mentally when a complete stranger takes all your stuff. And the bastard actually left a notification up here the day after. He wrote up here that he'd withdrawn my funds. Cheeky little bleep. Anyway, it's looking like a good evening. And don't forget, join footballtradingprofits.com if you want some of this green. When we get it right, we get it right. Don't forget, these are only small stakes. They're only 40 quid. Now, the way for you to make big money would be to compound. Once you've compounded, your stakes will increase as your betting bank increases. With your stakes increasing, your rewards increase. Imagine if we can get that up to 80. We're looking at a cool 114 quid there. Makes things a lot more impressive, doesn't it? And you're looking at a cool 60 quid there if we can double our stake, and a cool 84 there. So the onus is on us to increase the betting bank, increase the size of the betting bank, increase the stake size in proportion to the bank. Compound, compound, compound. If we can keep the profits ticking over, keep the bank ticking over, try to find a percentage. So for £40, what would be your starting bank? It could be as low as £200 if you're comfortable with your strike rate, or it could be something like 400 where you've got given yourself 10 chances at 40 quid each. That bank moves to 500, your new stake is 50. The bank doubles to 800, your new stake is 80. That's when you start getting very exciting returns. But do note, you've got to be willing to take the hits. So an interesting night tonight. I might not be able to be there for members of footballtradingprofits.com, but it is an interesting set of fixtures. There's so much to play for. French Ligue 2, Bundesliga 2, Italian Serie B, so much to play for, and that's good for generating trading angles. Have a great day, and don't forget, if you want to join Football Trading Profits, click on the link here. Take out the free training course, Betfair Trading Made Easy, and make sure you join the YouTube channel for free at Football Trading Profits. We're going to have a lot more videos, and I'll keep you abreast with anything relating to Patreon. I've got a number of decent strategies to test, and you could help me out there as well. Have a great day, and I might see members of footballtradingprofits.com a little bit later, although it is my night off, so don't expect too much this evening.